So my view is that a lot of religions are used to control the masses in many different ways and are basically a bunch of half-truths and deception tactics. So a lot of people might interpret some natural phenomena and even supernatural phenomena through their religious lens, and that will reaffirm their beliefs. But if you think about it, we have thousands of different religious ideologies, we have thousands of different gods. Even with some of the most common religions like Christianity, for example, there is something like 40,000 denominations of Christianity. So if people believe in different things, if they interpret scriptures and a religious text differently, it is absolutely certain that if you are religious, what you believe in is definitely not 100% true. So let's talk about some examples of how religions are used to manipulate and control the population. Hey, this is Mike Sula from TruthTheory.com and welcome to another episode of True Spirituality. So True Spirituality is my series where I talk about metaphysics, esoteric ideas and teachings, mysticism, shamanism, consciousness, spirituality, psychedelics, a little bit of everything. So if you like these types of topics, welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe and check out previous episodes as well. We have over 80 episodes published already. So if you're watching on YouTube and if you enjoy some of our videos, please consider becoming our YouTube member. Check out YouTube membership and join one of different options so we can create more content, and have a look also at different perks we offer for our members. Now let's talk about the topic. So my view is that a lot of religions are used to control the masses in many different ways and are basically a bunch of half-truths and deception tactics to influence the public. So this is the topic of today's video. So first thing, why do people believe in religions? I think one of the big things is that when you are born in the household that is religious, you are very likely to become religious as your parents, for example, because the strongest indoctrination is when you are a child. So a lot of our beliefs that stay with us throughout our lives are formed in the first 7 years of our lives. There is this famous quote, "Give me a child until he's 7 and I will show you the man." Culture, our parents shape very often our beliefs, and people who grow up in a religious household have high chance to become religious. Like I said, my view is that many religions are a bunch of half-truths and some things are correct. So for example, a person might pray to some religious figure and something might happen in their lives, and then it will convince this person that their religion is the truth. But in reality, the mechanism of the prayer might be completely different. Or some of the things are true and everything else is a form of manipulation. Sometimes a person sees that, someone around them was doing something evil, was a sinner, and something bad happened to this person, and this person might believe, okay, this is a punishment from God. But in fact, what it is really is just karma, and karma is like universal law, like law of physics. There is nothing superstitious about it. So a lot of people might interpret some natural phenomena and even supernatural phenomena through their religious lens, and that will reaffirm their beliefs. But if you think about it, we have thousands of different religious ideologies. We have thousands of different gods. Even with some of the most common religions, like Christianity, for example, there is something like 40,000 denominations of Christianity. So if people believe in different things, if they interpret scriptures and a religious text differently, it is absolutely certain that if you are religious, what you believe in is definitely not 100% true. So first thing to think about, if you have thousands of denominations of Christianity and thousands of religious ideologies, and many of them contradict themselves, what you believe in is 100% inaccurate. There might be some truth in what you believe in, there might be some things that are correct, but you can be certain that not everything will be correct. In fact, probably most of the things are incorrect. So first thing to think about, and this is just reasoning and logic. Now another interesting thing is that a lot of people really take things in religious scriptures literally, right? One interesting survey says that apparently 40% of adult Americans believe that God created human being in the last few thousand years and the earth is less than 10,000 years old. 40% of American adults apparently believes that. And obviously there is an overwhelming scientific evidence that this is not true. The earth is way older than 10,000 years and Homo sapiens has been around for way longer than a few thousand years. So again, how can you believe in something like this if there is absolute evidence that this is inaccurate? If one thing is inaccurate, maybe many other things are also inaccurate. Maybe these stories should not be taken literally. Maybe they have different meanings. So something to think about and question. So someone said God has no religion. And I really like this quote, because if you think about it, religion is something man-made. I definitely think that there is God, but more as collective consciousness in a way, and everything is just a manifestation of that one entity, one mind. But if, let's say, there is this being, like God, that is all love and wisdom, it would definitely not allow a lot of the stuff that you can learn from religions, which make me think that religion is man-made and it is something used to control the public, and in fact probably has nothing to do with God. Quite the opposite. So let's talk about some examples of how religions are used to manipulate and control the population. So, for example, Catholic Church is known for blocking scientific discoveries, right? In the past, heliocentric model of our solar system was considered heresy by Catholic Church to an extent where people like Giordano Bruno, who were supporting people like Copernicus, who proposed that the Earth and other planets revolve around the Sun, people like Giordano Bruno were burned at stake for their claims, right? Which are scientific, and we know this today, but Church would make sure that beliefs are maintained and use force to suppress anything that would not agree with the scripture, right? And we know about the Inquisitions, where heretics and non-believers would be tortured, killed. You don't support the all-loving God, you're gonna get punished, right? Think about how anyone could think that Catholic Church had anything to do with love or anything like that. Quite the opposite. For example, with Islam, still today there are Muslim countries where there is an unequal treatment of women, and this is supported by the legal system, enforcing strict dress codes for women and strict legal consequences if they do not adhere to these dress codes. In some Muslim countries, women will have different treatment when it gets to divorce. In some Muslim majority countries, there are disparities in gender equality, with women facing limitations in areas such as legal rights, inheritance, and family law. And another interesting thing is also, if you actually read some of the most bizarre texts in the Bible or in Quran, for example, it also makes you think about the true intention behind these books. Quran 291. Kill them, the unbelievers, wherever you find them, and drive them out. Quran 3:56. As to those who reject faith, I will punish them with terrible agony in this world and in the hereafter, nor will they have anyone to help. Bible even talks about slavery. The male and female slaves which you have are to come from the surrounding nations. You are permitted to buy slaves from them. You may also buy the children of foreign workers who are living among you temporarily, and from their clans which are living among you and have been born in your land. They become your property. You may will them to your children as property and make them slaves for life. So my view is that you don't need religion to have morality, to believe in higher power. And you gotta actually watch out for a lot of religions, because if the religion says that it's all about love and you see that it does complete opposite, then it should make people think about what's really behind it. If this is just a tactic to influence how people think and behave, or maybe there's something else completely behind this religion. You know, my view is that if you look at some of the symbolism and practices of Catholic Church, for example, they actually very much seem to support the guy with horns and not Jesus or anything like that. But they will obviously cleverly manipulate these things to make people believe that this has to do with something positive. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments. If you're religious, question these things, you know, don't believe everything blindly. Think about these things. Follow me on Instagram, it's Mike Sigula on Instagram, and thanks for watching another episode of True Spirituality. Until next time.